my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and I want to do a pumpkin get ready with me. Abby Williams put up a pumpkin spice tutorial, and I saw it, and I liked it, and I was like, I have a lot of stuff, and I even have a few things that are, or at least this one. This is Pumpkin Latte. It's a loose highlighter from back when Sydney Grace was Feather River Body, so I thought it'd be fun. I liked what she did. I have a couple other palettes I'd rather use, but it's going to be very similar color scheme because, you know, pumpkin spice. And I'm excited. It's not technically fall yet, but we're getting there, and it just seems nice. I don't use all of these very, very often, but it's nice to pull them out. A lot of things have been kind of set aside in favor of trying to pan other things. Often a lot of my blushes. I thought I had a different blush, but I have decluttered that one. And I just made an apple crisp, which is very fall for my family. My parents, for like a combination of their birthdays and I guess wedding anniversary, they always go apple picking because they're 2 October birthdays, and my boyfriend and I do apple picking for our monogamy anniversary. Sorry, I put the mascaras in my bra because that's where I put them, and they just feel a little wonky, and I don't know if that's because I'm wearing a different bra or because sometimes things just feel wrong. So that is sunscreen on. I'm going to be mixing these two Infallible Pro Mattes in 101 and 101.5 because I ordered 101.5 and it's a little too dark for me. And this is the Beauty Bakery sponge. I'm sure there's a better name for it, but it's the Beauty Bakery Beauty Blender dupe, and I've really been liking this. I've used a couple beauty sponges. I think I even properly started with the actual Beauty Blender. I want to say I got one in a subscription box, or maybe I just kept seeing them and was like, let's try it out. And I do like them. I've kind of noticed a lot of them are really similar. It's harder to find the differences among them until you find one that's very different, where this one is very, very soft, very, very spready. It's doing something very different than the Sephora sponge I had before it, in that it's spreading foundation a lot further than I expected. It's also very easily stained with foundation, so you win some, you lose some. But this comes in, I think it's either 6 or 8 in a pack, which is insane. I will not need another beauty sponge for at least a year, because you're supposed to switch them out every 3 to 4 months, I think. I think 3 is the suggestion, and I think since I don't do makeup every day, I have cheated that before. But I also clean my sponge with my brushes, which is after every use, which will probably make it wear down a little faster, but it lowers my anxiety about germs, because I very much don't want some type of weird leftover crusty infection from not cleaning my stuff properly. And I've seen those horror stories. I'm in a couple makeup groups, and you hear those on the news as well. They're like, oh, somebody was playing with the testers at a makeup place and put it directly on their face, and now they have strep or staph infection or whatever. But as you can see, it blends out very, very quickly. I like it. And I do really like these foundations as well. I think I could just wear 101, but since I unfortunately bought 101.5 first, that's what we're going with. Ooh, and then I have another new thing. I finally broke down and I'm trying the Fenty powder in lavender. This is not very pumpkin spicy, but it's new, it's different for me. I used up a different powder And you know how, like, if you have something and you haven't, something like a powder or foundation that takes you quite a while, and you've been, like, putting off purchasing something else because you have something to use up, and then you use up the thing, you're like, what was that I wanted to try, and you can't remember it. That's what happened with powders. I remember wanting to try these, and then not being the biggest. Fenty's legal and PR team did some kind of shady, morally questionable things with enforcing their trademark and threatening to sue people over sharing product images before the product launched, which made me a lot less interested in Fenty, which I did really like the foundation I had. The eyeshadow was alright. The lipstick was alright. And it wasn't that hard to not buy some stuff for a while. But I was interested, and if it's a good product and the thing is smaller, like, it's not that it's a controversy, it's not a huge controversy, still not very nice, but I know they make some really good products for bases, and especially for matte bases. That's what I had with the foundation, that it was fantastic for a very, very matte, pretty long wear base. And I'm an oily lady, so if I find something that works for a long wear base and helps my oils stay controlled, I'm probably gonna pick it up. So that's why I was very interested in the powder. Ooh, and it's now everywhere. Yeah. It is very finely built though, so you do tend to breathe it in. Kind of tastes like stale marshmallows. It's weird, but I require lip balm. We're finally getting into the things that are colored. I have two. I have the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts, which I'm sure by now you've seen in quite a few tutorials. You're getting a little sick of it. Too bad, because I have it. It has a lot of the tones I like for fall makeup. The oranges, the golds, the deep purple. It's super useful, and I want to use it. I also have this big ol' bitch, the Sephora Pro Warm, which I'm going to use for a lot of these, like, softer pumpkin-y shades, and this kind of not quite peachy metallic. So that's where we're going to be going in and getting a lot of my stuff from. I have a couple options set aside for my lip. We're going to discuss those when we get to them. I do have coffee over here. It's not a pumpkin spice latte, it's just regular coffee, because I did not leave my house to go get one, but I have been drinking a lot of them. Because we get excited, and we're going to let ourselves be excited about things. Because the world is kind of a mess, and if you can get a little joy out of some flavored coffee, we're going to. They also, I don't remember if they did this last year and I just didn't notice, but my friend works at Starbucks now, so we talk about the options. There is a pumpkin sweet cream type thing that you can get on a venti iced coffee, or on any sized iced coffee. And then you get a higher caffeine content, and you still get the delicious taste of pumpkin spice cream shenanigans. So we've been doing that as well. It's delicious. So I'm just putting down eyeshadow primer. I have it on my lids now. I'll put it under my eyes for under eye reasons. We also had a Friday the 13th full moon recently, which was fun. I snuck out and buried some stuff in the backyard, like you do. We are in the midst of birthday season, which I kind of forgot how big birthday season was, because my parents, my sister, both brothers-in-law are within a range. I kind of forgot. Oh, I'm gonna go in here and get this beige shade from the Tartelette palette to set my crease to brow bone. And then I have some niece and nephews who were born in like June, July, August type stuff. So birthday season is expanding. I forgot, like I do, because I'm oblivious to a lot of things, that 2 of my friends have birthdays in like September and October. So I did order presents for one of them a while ago. I have to pick up another present for the other one, but for one of them we are going out for a girls' night, and I ordered my costume because it's a theme, and I'm quite excited, especially because I think some of it is from clothing that I already have, but the other 2 parts I think I can use in some day-to-day stuff that will have a bit more fun. Alright, let's get into color stuff. I want to start mainly with the Sephora Pro palette. I had a thing with the names on it and I didn't keep it because I stopped caring. I'm going to start with this one in the crease and then kind of deepen it up with this guy. And then hopefully kind of get some more dark brown for the... Technically pumpkin spice doesn't have to be coffee, but it is largely coffee. And I'm just going to start layering some stuff, doing some things. Abby Williamson, Williams or Williamson? I can't check because I'm filming on my phone. But I like her a lot. She does some fun stuff. And she used the, a lot of colors out of the Modern Renaissance palette, and that's tempting because I like that palette, and I haven't really I've leaned into like the purples in there, like the mauves and the kind of lilac-y colors, but I haven't done a lot with just like the oranges, so that's on my list, because I got it after everybody else had already kind of done their thing. And I should play with it more, but that's kind of the thing with all of my collection, is I should play with all of it more. Yeah, so I kind of want to get, honestly this is a lot of the orange that I want, but we're trying to go also a little extra bright for fun, because it's a Sunday and I can do what I want. Not that this would not be work appropriate, this would be very cute to wear to work. Okay, let's go in with the slightly darker browny orange and kind of work that into the outer bit and a little bit in the crease. Yeah, that's nice. I feel like pumpkin spice is a very easy thing for a lot of people to enjoy because, for a color scheme, a lot of people like these warm pumpkin-y browns. Well, pumpkin-y oranges, that's better use of words. So I'm just building some similar colors on the lower lash line. I like it. I keep forgetting how much I like orange till I put it on my face. Use some of the darker orange. Make sure I'm connecting my top and bottom. Take a break for coffee. I love this mug, by the way. I'm going to pull out the brighter orange Empress from the Colored Rain palette. Just kind of run that through the crease as well to make sure we stay fun orange. I don't think it's visible for you, but it did something. Take it on the lower lash line as well. I do want to kind of run over it with just a clean fluffy brush to make sure this one's a little angled. It helps make sure there's softer pressure on the outer bits. Alright, so now we're going back into Sephora Pro Warm for this warmy brown. Then we can start doing some other colors. So this one I'm going to pick up with this smaller, little fluffier. It's a little less precise because I don't want the brown to be too brown. It's very good for placing and blending. Now I'll keep most of it out on the outer corner. I do kind of wish I had used this palette more and that I had more looks, because it's a very good, like it is a nice standard warm eyeshadow palette. The Sephora stuff. They did a really good job on some very standard easy color stories. This is a nice warm neutral palette. The editorial one I have is a lot of nice fun colors. I'm still leaning heavy into if I'm excited by it, I'm doing it. Had a plan to do like a grungy purple look to go with the grungy grungy green look I did yesterday, which ended up a little bit more bright than grungy, but still fun. And then I saw that video and I was like, that sounds fun. I want to do these two on the lid, focusing more on this one, so we will get working on that. If I could find the right brushes, that would be helpful. Okay, I'm going to put the more burgundy metallic down first with a flat shady brush. And then I'm probably going to run the brown over it as well to make sure it doesn't end up too red. Not that we wouldn't like a nice red, kind of darker sunset eye. Which is another thing I'm kind of surprised about in this warm palette, is there's not, like, this is the most red it gets. Is like the browns are a little warm toned, and this is kind of a nice little, like, purpley burgundy shade, but it doesn't have reds. Not like a burgundy matte like you might expect. But it has some very good mustards, some very good oranges, some very lovely golds. And now for that one. Oh, I forgot. What do I have that I can use for that? That lighter shade does better over a glitter glue. Like it can go down, but it's not going to be as impactful without something fun to stick to. So putting some on a brush so we can just kind of pack in that front half. And then pat out a little bit to make sure it's not too crazy. And then we'll try again with that. Drier glitter. Yeah, there we go. Still not super intense. I remember that being one of those things that was kind of a dud shade, but once you get it down, it's quite pretty. I'm sure I have another shade somewhere else that does a similar job, but this is what I put in front of me, so that's what we're using. So yeah, just a tiny little bead of glitter glue. Take a little bit of the stickiness out. If you don't, or at least in my experience, if you don't kind of tap it down, it makes the edges a little bit more pronounced than most people probably want. That makes blending in whatever product you put over the glitter glue a little bit harder. So, always good to keep in mind. Do a little bit of blending at the edges with the leftover burgundy shade. And honestly, I don't think we'll really need like a ton of brown, just kind of like fudge the edges. And of course, run over and do an end blend. Alright, so that's most of the eye. I do want to take this satiny, pretty shade. Oh, no I don't. I have a white-orange duochrome, so I'm going to take a crown in the colored Rain and put that on the inner corner for my highlight. And then we can go on to the rest of the things. Hello orange in the inner corner. I would have some other orange. So yeah, I like pumpkin. We do a lot of pumpkin things. Make a lot of pumpkin pies, pumpkin muffins. We have a potluck at my work coming up where I'm going to bring in some pumpkin muffins and or maybe some like pumpkin swirl cheesecake muffins. Sounds really good, so I might do that just to play with stuff, and I like it. It's fun. I'm enjoying myself. I am very ready for summer to be over because I never remember how much I don't like summer until we're already in summer. But yeah, if you just want to do the eyes, that's where we're kind of stopping that, other than mascara. So palette's going down below, knocking off any excess foundation powder so we can start putting on some other stuff. Now, if I had a bronzer that was orange toned, I would not want it, so I'm not going to try to involve pumpkin in the tutorial that way. I'm going to use just a regular bronzer I happen to have, which I'm panning. It is Bahama Mama from the Balm of Your Hand palette. And then we get to go into things I have that are pumpkin themed. I don't think that worked the way I want it to. So I have this brush and I kind of get it on one side and place, and then blend out one, turn it sideways. It helps a lot with the corpsiness of my face, because when I make my face just one even shade that is my skin tone without any of the other bits, I get kind of corpsey because I'm very pale. And then we just keep doing that to get rid of the edges. So yeah, more normal skin tone, still very, very pale. I'm also quite excited because the further we get into fall, the closer we are to Ludo. Ludo is coming back again to do some more shows. I'm very excited. I am going to take Peachy from Tarte. It was in one of the Big Blush books. I want to say it was number 3. I think that's the one I bought. We're going to pick up some of that and blush me up. Oh, I got rid of most of it. Eyes are watering because I put on a lot of eyeshadow and have a lot of powder happening. I do like how soft some of these Tarte blushes are. Probably because they're getting old, but it also means I don't have to worry as much about them being a weird streak on my face, because I'm pale. Very, very pale. Quite pale. Now, again, brows are not going to be super pumpkin-y because they're brows. I'm just doing a wax pencil and the last little tiny corner of Faint from my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. Oh, I've been very lazy with my brows. I haven't had them shaped in a long time. I'm just kind of plucking hairs that get too ridiculous, but not really shaping my brows. And it's been fine. Sometimes there's things you have been doing for a long time that you stop for whatever reason and realize you didn't super need them. Like, I get random hairs that kind of migrate down, and I think I've plucked enough that my unibrow is probably never growing in entirely back in. but most of it is where I want my brows to be. I'm sure somebody else has opinions about how they could be more perfect, but they work. They are brows. Ooh, oh. By last of faint, I really meant pretty much half an application, because it is oh, okay, I was in the wrong section. There is some in there. I can get it, I promise. Because that's gonna happen one of these days, when I'm gonna be like halfway through a brow and realize that I've used up all the tiny little corner in there. Then I have to decide what I'm using my brows next, because it's just become very easy to do a wax pencil and some brown eyeshadow. I just have to pick another brown eyeshadow. It'll probably be in the Tarte lip palette, to be honest, because that's my, if I don't know like a specific thing, I'm just like, oh, I just need like a mauvey purple, I need a mid-tone brown, I need a base shade. A lot of them are in there, so I'm just using those since that is one of my oldest palettes. See, it's a brow. It's fine. Ooh, and we're doing family dinner tonight, and I got my mom to make something weird and different. It'll kind of be chicken biryani, but not really, because my dad can't have like most of the spices in actual chicken biryani, so we're making it different. Because I like trying new things, and sometimes you get in the habit of making the same food, and it's my family, it's the food that we were raised on, the food that my brothers-in-law have been having since they started dating my sisters in high school. And there's other options. Okay, something is very tickly back there. Stop it. So it'll end up being same overall thing of like chicken with spiced rice and some onions and spinach and stuff. But it sounds quite delicious, so I'm excited for it. That is brows, our brows. I'm going to put some of this loose highlighter on. It requires a lot of focus. It's very messy. But it is very pretty. Once I get it on, it's quite pretty. This is the brush I like. This one from Real Techniques. They keep saying it's a setting brush. I don't believe them. But I'm not super good at loose highlighters, so I have to pick up a bunch and then kind of pat it in place. And even then, it's not super bright. It's more of a satin sheen with some pumpkin undertones, which blends quite nicely into the blush. But it's cute. It is pretty, and I bought this back before I was super into highlighters, so it was very nice to have a softer highlight option as somebody who wasn't super into the blinding highlights yet. I got more into them. I used this a lot last year too, but it's very nice. It's very soft, and it allows me to be less precise and kind of build a little bit more. Have some fun. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay. I'm just going to take some of that down. And then run the leftovers on the nose. See, it's very cute. And that used like none. Like the jar is still extremely full. and I've had it and used it a lot. I do have setting spray, and while that is setting, let's start thinking about lips. I have some lip options. I bought a replacement fan, and then I left it downstairs, and I don't have it, so I'm still using my fan that is kind of broken. So let's have some coffee. So we still have mascara to go, but I have some lip options. So this is Menagerie Cosmetics Sequoia, which would be quite nice, but would really lean very into the orange. I have this old glossy lip from the Karushi collab in Polished. Maybe. But I kind of want to save this for panning, because I'm panning lip glosses a lot lately. I also have this one from Bite. It is Demi Glace? Yeah. It's nice. It's very 90s, easy grunge. And then I also have this. What happened there? It's a really nice, it kind of leans into like the coffee option a little bit more. Quite nude. Not like quite nude, but nude for me. I don't wear nude lips very often. We're gonna do mascara while we think about that. I do like how the eye turned out. Very, very nice. Curl the lashes. So what kind of pumpkin stuff do you guys make? I know pumpkin pie is, a lot of people make that. We do that a lot for Thanksgiving, and I think we make another one for Christmas generally too. Because my mom and my neighbor both tend to acquire a lot of pumpkins and then do the butchering and pressure cooking to turn them into pumpkin puree since they all go on sale. Then you can freeze that and make a bunch of pumpkin stuff whenever you want. Still very much, I love this primer. I really wish other people would learn from this primer. So many mascara primers are white and like gloopy, where this one really, it's tinted brown, which helps it not be as apparent under the mascara. It does a really good job of separating the lashes and kind of presetting the curl of whatever you're putting on top. Like, Benefit doesn't do a good job at many things. Their foundation ranges are generally not great. Their blushes are getting kind of boring and repetitive. But their mascaras are generally really nice. If they could figure out how to put the same type of effort they put into their mascara formulas into eyeshadows, they would make some really good shit. Or even just into foundations, and then expand the range so people can actually like find their shade. That would be awesome. Forgot that my mascara was still there. And again, Roller Lash, also from Benefit, also really good fucking mascara. And it might just be my preferences that I don't like clumpy lashes. I like things that are darkened. Oh, and I touched my face with it. It could just be that I just vibe very well with the formulas they like to make, but oh man, do I like their mascaras. probably also helps that they make theirs in formulas that I can brush through a bunch of times to fix and refix and do other things too. But man, got a dot. Because I get too close to my face. I'm also very particular about how the outer corner ends up looking. And then I get mascara on my eyeshadow because I'm silly like that. I think another reason that I care so much about my mascara and how it ends up is I'm not wearing false lashes over it. I'm not hiding it. You can get away with a lot more if you're just basically darkening your lashes to blend into a set of false lashes. Okay. Should be gone. If you get mascara on your face, you can wait for it to dry, scrape it off with a spoolie, and then if there's something like a highlight underneath where a change in the color is going to be very apparent, you can reapply. But, like, I very much, you can't see. It's not showing very well, but I do really like how my mascara ends up looking when I use those two. And I think I've decided we're going with the Amuse-Bouche Bite Liquefied Lips in Demi-Glace. Yeah. I think that works quite well. I would have worn black if I had one. It's on my purchase list. It's probably the next purchase I'm making is a black lipstick and a very, very orange lipstick. But I don't have them. I don't have a lot of orange tones in my lipsticks yet. I have a lot of mauves and a lot of brown tone stuff. Some gray tones, but not a lot of orange. So Abby had talked about it being too early for black, but I don't think that's true. I think you can wear black whenever you'd like. If I was better at liner, I think this would also look really nice with a little bit of a winged liner. But I'm not good at winged liner. So, this is the finished look. I had fun. I feel appropriate. I do kind of want a pumpkin spice latte, but I don't have time to go get one before we have family dinner. Oh, but I do have apple crisp to eat later. That's gonna be yummy. I hope this was fun for you guys. I hope you had fun with this. Let me know if you're also a basic bitch, very into pumpkin and pumpkin spice things in the fall and most times of the year. And do you like this? Do you like the idea of theming makeup around things? Should we do more food-themed looks, trying to match tones and colors and stuff? And I am going to link Abby's video either in the cards or down below, or both. Who finds out when I edit? Nobody knows. I do. Oh, I feel very pretty. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go before I just stare at my reflection in the camera for a very long time. Oh, follow-up question. When I do acquire that black lipstick, I'm tempted to do several black lipsticks from several brands and kind of do like a finding the best black lipstick thing, because I really like black or like very, very dark lipstick. And I gave away my Bite Beauty Kale lipstick because it was old and my friend wanted to smash some stuff. So I feel like I need to explore black lipstick and find like my favorite black. And black is one of the weirder colors you're more likely to see. Would you guys be interested in a quest for the favorite black lipstick saga? And what are your criteria? Because I am fine reapplying my lipstick a lot, as long as I bring it with me. I don't like it when it seeps outside the lines, wears off patchily, and or stains when it rolls down. Because if I ate something with this on my lips, my bottom lip would roll down and leave a little bar right on my chin, which is fine because normally you can kind of just like pat it off, but some lipsticks stain and that makes it really hard. I don't know if black is a big issue for that, but let me know your criteria so we can get the right things going and test for the right things when I acquire some black lipsticks. And I'm going to actually let you go. Thank you all for watching. I will hopefully see you next time.